used to that. I was like, man, I would roll all the time, and I would like see it, but I could never pull it off. Like, I seemed like I would get to this leg drag, for example. I'm like, shoot, I'm not doing it. They come up, they're blocking me, and whatever happens, happens. I restart in my head. I'm like, well, that was the opportunity that I drilled, but I could never quite pull it off. So what I started doing is I started drilling a little bit more intensity, and I would break down instead of making it combinations where I thought that would help. It does. I'm not saying it doesn't, but when I would isolate just the under movement, I would drill at high intensity. That really seemed to have some light bulbs go off. That way, when I'm rolling and passing, it was so much easier when I was like, oh shoot, it's like right here. All I have to do is get my head under. So it's not this big like Wing Chun necessarily motion all the time, or even from here, if I just backed up and went under, there it is. It was like the way I started drilling changed my perception of it, okay? So what I'm going to ask you guys to do now is just that where we go from here, I'm just going to push down. And understand, every time I push down, of course the opposite hip comes up and the leg does. So I push down, you're going to go under. If you're going to come up, we'll push down, and then you're going to go under. You're just going to practice pushing and leading with your head, understanding that every time I pull this, this has to come up. And then I just go under it. We don't necessarily have to grab and make it real tight. We're just working on that timing, So see how smooth you can do it first, non-stop, and I've got 30 seconds on the clock. Then we're going to go, when you're smooth, high intensity, where we're trying to like sprint through it, okay? Any questions there?
Nope.
So 1 sec, it'll be like under. And I'm doing the work of pulling. See how I'm pulling the top leg, making the bottom. Top leg, bottom. So he's reacting, of course, but it's from me pulling, okay? So let's give that a shot. 1, 2, 3.